Yes, it's still very warm outside. We still have that chance of rain, but
Yeah.
right now things are pretty quiet.
Okay.
It's warm, it's dry, but it is overcast. It certainly looks like it could rain later today. This is our DBU camera. Temperatures are starting out in the low 80s. We already have a heat index right now of 85 degrees. Some of us are still in the 70s. We're at 79 degrees right now in McKinney, 77 in Terrell, but 81 in Decatur, 80 right now in Denton. Satellite and radar showing that we've had some rain and storms in Oklahoma. Seems like all night long. Some of those have tried to make their way south of the Red River, and they had, but they were pretty brief, right around Sherman or so. Since then, they've kind of fallen apart. We've got a couple of showers near Athens and Jacksonville. They're not doing much. There's no lightning with them. I'm going to go ahead and start our timecast at 10 o'clock this morning. Even at that time, it's still showing that most of the rain is going to be over Oklahoma. But a few hours after that, about 1, 2 o'clock, we start to see some isolated storms pop up in some of our northern counties, and it slowly begins to make its way into the Metroplex between about 3 and 4 o'clock this afternoon. Not everyone's going to see those storms, but there is going to be about a 40% coverage of rain and storms. Even at about 5, 6 o'clock or so, we could still have some storms around the Metroplex, but then after that, it looks like the higher coverage would be just south of DFW. And some of these storms will have the potential of becoming strong to low and severe, but we're talking about some strong wind gusts, some heavy rainfall. That's pretty much it. Tomorrow morning, for your morning commute, we could still have some isolated showers, but the coverage is still going to be fairly low at about 30%. And then during the day, I'm going to keep it at about a 30% coverage for isolated rain and storms. Certainly not widespread by any means, but even by late tomorrow evening, a few more storms could be popping in out of Oklahoma and then just kind of grazing some of our northern counties. So for this afternoon and evening, again, we're just going to be at a marginal risk for seeing the 50-mile-an-hour wind gust and some locally heavy downpours. Outside of that, rain chances linger for a while. We keep them in the forecast all the way through Thursday, but the coverage will slowly go down later in the week. With the rain around, though, and certainly quite a bit of cloud cover, that's going to help temperatures stay even a few degrees below normal throughout the next several days. Today, not so much. I still think we make it to 96. But once we can get that rain going and we keep the rain chances going the rest of the week, well, we could see a high of 92 degrees on Wednesday, and that would put us at 4 degrees below normal. Today, though, scattered rain and storms. Some of those could be strong, talking about a high of about 96 degrees with a 40% coverage of rain. Overnight tonight, dropping down to about a 30% coverage of rain and storms. So tomorrow morning for your morning commute, just make sure you have that rain jacket or umbrella with you. And then during the day, we're still going to have a 30% coverage of rain, keeping a 30% coverage on Tuesday. Temperatures kind of hang out in the low 90s on Wednesday, dropping down to 20% coverage, but highs stay in the low 90s. So that doesn't last very long, though. Looking at the second half of the 14-day, eventually the rain chances do go away, and it does look a lot hotter. We're not done with summer just yet. July is still very much here, and we see a big streak of at least 100 degrees.